Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all?
What's the vibes? And look,
Put it
2024
closer to
is
the
only
mic.
gonna get worse, man. Stepping on you niggas next.
Alright, yeah, start over.
And I put that on my mama.
Nah.
Ayy, look. Niggas is mad that I'm winning.
Yeah.
Did it on my own, got the fuck out of
Yeah.
Richmond. Boy came straight from the trenches.
Yeah.
10 toes down and I stood on business. Could've
Yeah.
been down for a minute. 44 years, but they claim that he snitching. Shit
Yeah.
ain't different.
Yeah.
2024 and you know
Yeah.
that your boy gotta get
Yeah.
it. Niggas be sleep, get the fuck out of bed. Rational easy, this shit from the head.
Yeah.
I never duck cause I stay chasing bread. Pencil me in cause I stay with the lead. Niggas
Bow.
don't know what I've been through. Weapon nigga knows no tissue. The world stay cold like an igloo. Empty magazine, no issue. I'm on a big grind and it took time, so you know your boy made it. Pure white and do say, so you know your
that
boy
pure white.
faded. This rap shit feed me, so you know your boy ate it. All
Let's get some
gown,
of
no
this.
cap,
Let's get
like
some
I
of this.
fucking graduated, bitch. Hey man, I told you niggas I was coming. You know what I'm saying? 2024, I'm taking over this shit,
Yeah.
man. All these niggas that said, yo, Suave, man, you should stop rapping. I ain't stopped, nigga, and I ain't never gonna stop, nigga. And that's on my mama, nigga. We taking off like a motherfucking rocket, nigga. Big Glock in my pocket, nigga. So charged up, no socket, nigga. Let me stop, man. Let me
What's
stop,
up,
nigga.
everybody?
Let me stop, nigga.
Let's get some of that. Get some of that pure white going.
Pure white. Pure white.
Mm-hmm.
Every show we're going to have a different drink because, you know, my man's is a bartender, so.
Ooh.
With the bartender. He looking for me. I'm at the bar.
I'm just gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this off. We gonna be drinking more of this.
Okay.
All right, y'all. What's up, everybody? This is Hayden THC.
It's your boy, Suavee.
And we're here with the as of yet unnamed podcast that we've been talking about starting forever.
How about y'all make up the name?
Ooh. Okay.
Whoever wins, get $20.
Ooh.
Dead ass. Let's do it. Y'all make up the name. Whoever win, we'll cash app you $20.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Well, for this first episode, since y'all don't really know us, we figured this would be our first two episodes would be us kind of interviewing each other before we start to get into other topics. So, I mean, basically, we've been talking for a while because we're kind of an interesting dynamic, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of differences in our background. I mean, we're gay.
Straight up.
You know, we come from totally opposite sides of the country.
Exactly.
We had very, very different experiences growing up.
Yeah.
And we're married. So
We're nerd. And this shit is
yeah,
real.
man. Yeah. So
Insane.
we've been wanting to kind of start a platform where we can really just tackle a lot of the issues and topics that, I mean, we really kind of deal with on a regular basis, whether we want to or not. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, just to kind of give insight, because I know at least for me, when I was growing up, I grew up around a lot of people who were very similar to me, and I didn't really have a whole lot of experiences with different people. And so I think through, you know, getting around a diverse group of people and making friends with people who were very different than me and come from different places, I was able to have conversations and learn a lot and expand, you know, kind of my thinking. And I think I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for that. So I figured this would be a great platform for us to kind of just talk about different topics and discuss it and unpack it. We might say some controversial things.
It might get real. But, hey, somebody got to do it, right?
No, facts.
Exactly.
And that's, you know, that's what we're here to do. So for this first episode, I'm going to be interviewing my husband, Suavee.
I'm his husband.
Yep.
I'm Suavee.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we just kind of shooting from the hip here. Not
Let's
even gonna
get
lie.
it. Freestyling.
Freestyle it.
Let's get it.
So, so first things first, obviously there's a lot, that I know about you, but you know, the people out there probably don't know a whole lot about you. So why don't you just give, I don't know. I know this is kind of a big open-ended topic and question, but why don't you just give the people a rundown of your story? Just lay it all out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah. My name is Stanley, aka Suavee. Born and raised in Richmond, California. Um, yeah, man. Growing up in Richmond was a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? But we made it. I'm here, and I'm happy for what I went through. Because I wouldn't be the person I am today. And yeah, man, we just every day I'm living life. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2014, I'm almost lost my life. So since then, I just been living life every day, taking risks every day.
So let's talk more about that. So in 2014, you said you almost lost your life. What happened?
So it was the summer of 2020. It was the summer of 2014. And
10
every
years ago.
10 years
Almost.
ago, yeah. And every year I would go to summer camp. So the day we were leaving, I was walking up a hill. We was going home. I had my luggage, and we was walking up a hill going like to the car, and when I was walking up the hill, it was a rock, and I twist my ankle. Yeah, you like, okay, he twisted his ankle. So how did he almost lose his life? So apparently, when I twist my ankle, I didn't take it serious. It was like, oh, everybody was like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I just twist my ankle. It's all good. But days and days, it was getting worse and worse. It was swelling up to where it traveled. It was a clot that traveled up to my lung. And on top of that, I had got pneumonia. So I couldn't really breathe. They put me under, induced me. And yeah, it was a crazy, crazy experience, y'all. Like, still to this day, I just be like, wow. Doctors told my family, yeah, he got a 30% chance to live. He's not breathing right. But man, your boy woke up. Your boy woke up and was like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? So since then, I just look at life so differently. And yeah, man, I'm still here, man. Always.
Yeah, well, of all people, I'm definitely happy about that.
Yeah, man.
We wouldn't have met.
It was crazy, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So, now that you said, like you said, you kind of got a second lease on life. How has that driven you and motivated you? Like what did that in the back of your mind? What is like, all right, I got a second lease of life. I gotta do this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that like?
Man, I wasn't able to see nothing in life. I stayed in Richmond all the time. I didn't go nowhere. The furthest I went was to camp, and that was just 3 hours up north. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to go to New York. I always wanted to even just go to Vegas. I always wanted to see the world. So ever since then, man, I just, went after that. I just saw the world, bro. Like, I went to New York. I went to Vegas. Went on a cruise, you know what I'm saying? Went out the country, like, you know what I'm saying? So since then, I just take risks. I used to be like super hesitant with like, oh, let's go here. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't got the money. I'm going to figure it out now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always figure it out. I'm going to make it happen. So ever since then, I've just been making it happen, seeing the world and taking risks.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's really good. I mean, a lot of people, and for me, I grew up, and we can get in, I guess, the next episode, whenever I guess we do my interview, I'll get a little bit more into this, but I did travel a decent amount when I was growing up, like at least in high school and stuff. But I mean, I moved around a lot when I was a kid, and so that stuff was a lot more normal to me. So that was one thing I think when we got together, and somebody kind of just being born and raised in the same place, like that was not my experience at all. And so that's so different. So how do you think, as somebody who's finally, I guess, kind of gotten out and traveled more and experienced more, and now you've moved, you've lived different places now outside of Richmond, like how do you feel like compared to maybe somebody who hasn't done that, and then again, kind of, you said before your coma, before you woke up, You know what I'm saying? Like how is that difference in kind of your mindset and how that changed kind of your view of the world?
So yeah, it changed my view of the world because I was that kid who didn't go nowhere, and I see and I can relate to the people who has not gone anywhere because they, I don't know, Richmond is like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like when you're there, you're stuck there. Don't nobody want to go nowhere. Don't nobody want to get out. So for me, seeing the world, it just opened up my eyes, and I'm just like, I don't want to be in Richmond all the time. Like, there's better shit. It's weather that's really good weather. It's food that I've never had before. It's just a whole different like dynamic. You know what I'm saying? And just getting away from Richmond for a while, you'll realize like there's nothing here. There's better stuff in the world that I want to see. So ever since then, man, I just been trying to book trips anywhere, everywhere. I don't even care if it was Utah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Utah and see what Utah's hitting for. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Reno. See what Reno hitting for. You know what I'm saying? Just anywhere. It's not. It ain't gotta be out the country. You ain't gotta feel like you gotta go to Turks and Caicos because you hear that on the because you hear that on music. And then even I'm trying to go anywhere. I went to Miami. Miami was lit.
Yeah.
Miami was crazy. I'm like, whoa, Miami is like that. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. I'm just chilling, walking in Miami on the beach with my feet out. I can't go to Richmond walking with my feet out. What the fuck? Like, I can't be in Richmond with some flip flops on. Like, niggas gonna be like, boy, your toes, man.
You might catch something.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up. No facts. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing different walks of life and seeing different people and people just happy and people just on vacation because they worked hard during the year and they just living life with no regrets. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing that. I love that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that made me who I am now too. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think if it wasn't for my experiences moving around, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I grew up around people who were similar to what you were saying. And I see a lot of them still doing the same thing, at the same places with the same people, always and forever. And that's, there's not necessarily anything inherently wrong with that, but I think it does. I think you get this, your worldview is kind of skewed, right? Because it's just, your world is just your immediate surroundings when the world is so huge. And I think, for me, when there's stuff like, like racism, like that's going to be a thing that we're definitely going to talk about on this podcast a lot, a lot.
Sure.
And I think that's a big thing because it's like, even for me, like at my school, like my high school, there was like one Hispanic girl, one black kid, and one black girl. That was it. Like that, everyone else was like various degrees of white. So it's like, no, for real. And so it's like, I didn't, there was a lot it wasn't until I got to college that I really, got to experience a lot of that different stuff. And I think, that's important. But I think a lot of people don't ever get that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. And so it's really easy to kind of, you don't get that firsthand experience of like, let me hear what this person's experience actually is as a whatever type of person, X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, that those experiences is like that's so powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And for me, I grew up in the Bay where it was very, very diversified. Mm-hmm. We had Asians, we had blacks, we had Mexicans, we had Hispanics, we had Arabic, we had every single race, like, in my school, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I didn't just hang out with black kids, you know what I'm saying? I hung out with all types of, different races. One of my best friends, he's Arabic. His name was Bashar. You know what I'm saying? That was my dog, like, and so I knew I kind of got to know a little bit about his culture. You get what I'm saying? I got to know the background of his culture. You know what I'm saying? Other friends were, you know, white and Asian, like, you know what I'm saying? So where I grew up, you know, I never looked at race ever. Never.
Yeah.
I never looked at race. I never been like, oh, he white, so I'm not fucking with him, or he Asian, so I'm not fucking with him. No, I like was locked in with every single race. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of feel like that's what made me who I am today, because I never stay stuck in that one, like, oh, I'm just gonna hang out with black kids. You know what I'm saying? Because why not? Why not get to know other races? You know what I'm saying? So I am fortunate for that. I am fortunate to get to know other people and know, you know what I'm saying, different vibes and what other people have to offer in life. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I mean, we see that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, even just in our relationship and our kind of day-to-day experiences, I mean, we see people who, you know, I mean, hate on us just because we're interracial. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, we get it from every angle.
Every angle.
Every angle. He white, I'm black. He's skinny, I'm big.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we get it.
Yeah.
Not only just that, we gay.
We gay.
You know what I'm saying? So you get what I'm saying? So we get hit at every angle. You know what I'm saying? I rap. You know, he does music as well. So you know, people see us and be like, how are y'all a couple? Like,
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I think
you won't ever, no one will ever get us. Like,
nah,
no.
I mean, not unless they get to know us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
The thing, I think,
but you know, a lot of people, they see us, they just judge us by the way we look. You know what I'm saying? They don't know us. They don't know us personally. They don't know how we vibe. You know what I'm saying? But that, it really don't matter, because we know how we vibe. But at the end of the day, it's just like, get to know somebody before you sit here and judge them.
No, facts. And I think that was the thing for me in my experience too, because, like, you know, growing up with like, perfect example is I'd never met a Muslim person in my entire life until I was in college, and all I had was what people had told me, you know what I'm saying, or what I had seen, not actually talking to somebody, not actually experiencing part of the culture. It's just, you know, so it wasn't really an accurate picture. And so when I finally met some Muslim people and got to talk to them, and I got to ask them, like, hey, so I've heard this growing up, but what does this mean to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this for you? And that to me has been like super powerful. So I'm like, oh, so I was just, you know, so everything that I thought was just like hearsay, but again, it's just like, you just judge that book
Facts
by its cover, and you don't ever know. So
definitely.
So I think, you know, it's so important to get to know people sometimes, especially, you know what I'm saying? It's really easy to judge. And again, we get that all the time.
All the time.
And that's, again, one of the reasons why we wanted to start this podcast, is to just tackle some of these things head on, like tackle some of these, you know, kind of issues, and really talk about and have like legit honest conversations. Cause we have these conversations in life. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things that I don't even think that we realize, that we were raised differently and we're so different. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That it's cool though, because we get the opportunity to learn from each other.
Even like, you know, I'd be like, why you do this that way? Or he'd be like, why you do this that way? And I'd be like, man, that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's how I was taught to do something.
But it is so normal to us, you know what I'm saying? Like, individually.
Yeah.
That it's like, we're just like, what? You
crazy.
Know what I'm like,
it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's
facts.
insane. Just little tedious stuff too. It's like, oh, is that how you tie your shoe? I was taught how to tie my shoe like this. And we just learn and be like, oh, okay. And he'll teach me his way. Yeah. I'll teach him my way. Just like folding laundry.
Yep. Yep.
Babe, show me how you do that, because that's a better way. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, he's like, all right, I'm gonna teach you how to do it. And I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna teach you how to do my way. So it's just little stuff every day. We notice every day, like, oh, you do it like that, or I do it like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's not necessarily, and that's the thing too. It's not necessarily better or worse. It's just different.
Different.
And you know, I think, you know, we have our own biases based on how we were raised and how we grew up, and that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So of course, to me, in my experience and my worldview, oh, maybe this way is gonna feel quote unquote better.
Yeah.
But you know, realizing that that's not necessarily the case. It's not a matter of better or worse. It's just different, and that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's, you know, there's been a lot of getting, like, realizing there's just certain stuff that we're used to.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So, having said that, I think one of the things that, you know, you've been used to living in California, living in Richmond, and so when we got together and I invited you to move out here with me to Atlanta, you know, it's very different.
Yeah, and
It's
at
very
first, I
different.
ain't gonna lie, I said, hell no. I'm not leaving. That's the thing, though. I was like, I'm not leaving Richmond. That's exactly what I said in my head.
Really?
Yes. I'm like, I'm not leaving Richmond. Then I thought about it, and I'm like, what do I have here? I've been here 28 years of my life. I moved here almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I have here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Family. I mean, I visit frequently. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, why not? What's holding me back? There was nothing holding me back. So I just left. You know what I'm saying? And it changed my life. Like, everything I was so used to, everything I had, connections in the Bay, everything I had to just start from scratch. And of course, it was frustrating, but as time progressed, it's like, all right, it's getting better. I can do this, especially like a barber. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, boy, I got to find a new barber. You know, I got to find somebody to braid my hair. Like, who going to braid my hair? You know what I'm saying? My sisters and, you know, my sister and my uncle did my hair. My uncle cut my hair. My sister braided my hair. So I'm like, who can I find this? You know what I'm saying? Who going to do that? Like, you know, but I had to get, you know, locked in and find people and talk and just be like, all right, well, I found somebody to do my hair. I found a barber to cut my hair. And, you know, just everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I had to just get adjusted and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you stay in the same mindset, you're going to always be in the same mindset. Like, straight up. Like, you just going to stay there. I know people right now who will not leave Richmond. Not even to go. I'm going to keep it real. I had a cousin. I asked my cousin the other day. I said, cuz, you want to come to Atlanta and come stay with me for a couple of days, a week or so? She said, I can't. I said, why? She was like, I don't know. She was like, it's different. I'm like, exactly. Like, come experience. My cousin is 50 something and never got on a plane before.
Yeah.
I offered to pay for her flight. Like, come see something different. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go see Martin Luther King House. Let's go to Coca-Cola. Where to Coca-Cola? Let's see this shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I love Atlanta. I do. I miss home. Don't get me wrong, but I love Atlanta. It's a lot of black people that's very, very, very successful here.
Yeah.
And that's so motivating to me. Like, back home, I wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see that. So, you know, I'm just out here just experiencing a lot of stuff and just like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. No, I feel you. And I think, you know, for me, before I lived here in Atlanta, I lived in Nashville. And, you know, one of the reasons that brought me to Atlanta was, I mean, not only was it, you know, Atlanta a more diverse place, which I appreciate, but, you know, there's a lot of music going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's what we do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yes, you know what I'm saying? We have day jobs and et cetera, but at the end of the day, like, music is what we do.
Music is what we do.
And so, so let's talk about that a little bit. You know, again, you've been through a lot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I really, really want to dig in deep and unpack, you know, some of this stuff.
Straight up.
But how would you say, I mean, let's keep it real. Let's not sugarcoat it. I mean, you've been through like some traumatic shit.
Hella,
You've been through
hella.
some traumatic
That's the big
shit.
thing.
in
Hella,
your-
hella shit, man. Like, man, 2008. You know what I'm saying? My mom passed away from cancer. And that definitely took a toll on me. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, my mom was my best friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was the baby, you know, so I was 15. So I'm like, whoa, like, now what? You get what I'm saying? Now what? You know, starting high school, just lost my mom's, like, you get what I'm saying? Trying to find myself in high school, you know what I'm saying? Found a homie, found my best friend, Tyree Brown, man, found my best friend. We out here making music. He got a little studio at his house. Like, we doing little stuff here and there. Man, my bro committed suicide, killed himself. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, everything's just happening. Everything happening to me. You know, everybody I love is just leaving me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, damn, like, what's next? What's in store for me? Like, what do I got going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything just happening. You know, auntie passed away, uncle passed away. And I'm just seeing it, and I'm just like, damn, just all my friends just getting killed to gang violence and everything, everybody just fading away, and I'm just like, how am I supposed to cope with this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to do, and how am I supposed to cope with this? But shit, you just gotta, sorry, I mean, as blunt as it is, bro, you just gotta keep pushing, bro. And it's so hard. I never went to see a therapist after my mom died or a therapist after my best friend died. I just kept pushing. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, it hits me like now. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, that's why mental health is very, very, very important, bro, because that shit's gonna haunt you, especially when you get older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I highly recommend, you know, young people or people, even, I'm gonna keep it so real with y'all. You know us as black people, oh, why you gonna go tell somebody your business? You don't need to tell nobody our business. What goes on in our house, stay in our house. That's a cover up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a cover up for me, because it's like, damn, like, I'm going through shit and ain't nobody helping me. Maybe if I talk it out, somebody, you know what I'm saying, I can get some type of closure for some of the shit I went through. So yeah, man, shit's crazy.
Yeah, I know for me too, just because, and again, it's, you know, I've had trauma in my life too. It's different, you know what I'm saying? Because we've had different experiences and different levels of trauma. But that's one thing for me that has helped so much has been, you know, mental health therapy. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big deal, and it is different. That's one of the cultural differences I think that, you know, we've run into, because I think, and for me, I started in therapy to some degree when I was like a teenager. And I think that helped me a lot though, because I see a lot of in my, you know, family, I guess what you would call like, you know, generational curses or whatnot. And I see it, you know, it's like patterns, but just, it's like things that repeat through generations, just in like different ways. And I see it through my whole family, on both sides of my family. And for me, it's just like, I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I can't, I've got the shit that's been done to me. Like, I got to make sure I don't pass on to my kids or my spouse or whoever, you know what I'm saying? And it's still a journey, and it's still something that I work through and we work through. But, you know, my experience has been that I've seen personally is that if you don't deal with that stuff, it's going to come out in some sideways way.
Some way.
It's going to come out sideways. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
way.
And that's going to hurt the people around you.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not. Whether you realize you're doing it or not.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's the same way. It's just, I look at it like going to a doctor. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, if you got health problems going on, if you had something bad happen to you physically, like let's say you got into an accident, right? Like, you're just gonna not go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like you gotta go to the doctor, because they're gonna help you heal. And there's some people that don't even do that.
I never, crazy shit. I got into a crazy car accident when I was in high school. I wasn't driving, but my homie, my homie was driving, bro, and he hit somebody. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he's like, we hop out the car just leave the car. Leave it. We just hop out the car and go. Like once we hit, we just left. And bro,
what happened to the other people? Well, wait, did you guys hit another car or what?
we hit another car.
Damn, what happened to the other people?
I don't know.
Are they okay? Was it bad?
We were hurt. They wasn't.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't go to the hospital.
Damn.
I didn't.
Baby.
I didn't. And I feel that shit now in my whole shoulder and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad.
Well, but that, I guess, kind of to my point though. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you feeling that now years later, and it's and it's affecting you.
Yeah.
So it's the same way with mental health, you know, as it is with physical health.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think everybody's journey is different, and I don't ever want to say
don't stop believing. Yeah, man, that's my shit. I love that song.
All right, I'll make sure to plug that in.
Yeah,
I'll plug that into the episode.
You have to.
But yeah, man. So it's something that's, you know, and that's something I think we're gonna talk about a lot too. Is mental health, because it's something that doesn't get talked about a lot as much as it should. And, you know, again, I think that's one of the things that we found culturally is different. You know what I'm saying? Between us and our, you know, how we were raised and stuff. And, you know, so how would you say, you know, because again, the people don't know everything. You know, they don't know everything yet, and it's something we're going to continue to delve deeper into. But, you know, I mean, how would you say that trauma has affected your life and your family? It's a big question.
That is a big question. How has trauma affected my life personally?
Yeah.
I mean, just the way I act sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, I'm a introvert. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Introvert.
You are an introvert.
And hey, I really don't like going nowhere. And I was just talking to my nephew about this yesterday. He's like, bro, we both, you know what I'm saying? We don't like going nowhere. We stay sheltered in. We hate noise. We hate loud noises. I like light. You know, I like the sun and light, but my nephew do not like the light. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like we were accustomed to that. We just didn't, I don't know, man. We just didn't have company. We didn't have people. We was just so sheltered, like in.
Yeah.
Because of Richmond, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, I was stuck in the house. Like, no, bro. We stayed in the house because shit was happening. We stayed in the house because motherfuckers was getting killed. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, so it was like, bro, we don't want to go outside. Again, niggas getting killed every day. Like, we see it every day. Homie got killed, like, across the street from my house. Like, you know, we outside as kids, gunshots, like for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, you know, and that's the thing with me and Hayden. Like, we're different. Hayden ain't never had to experience no type of shit like that. That type of trauma. That's just traumatic. Yeah. But, we don't see it as traumatic. We just see it as another day. You know what I'm saying? Nothing changed. Nothing's, you know what I'm saying? That's traumatic, though. And we don't take that shit serious. We don't take it serious. We don't go see a counselor for no shit like that. We just keep pushing. And that's just how we is growing up. That's how we are growing up in Richmond. Like, I don't know. It could be everybody. I mean, everywhere else too. The same way. I'm not just putting Richmond there, but we all, especially I'm gonna keep it real, just especially black people, bro. We just go through shit and just shake it off like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we was raised. Yeah. But, you know, as I get older, I'm like, damn. Mental health is real, y'all. Like, again, we bring this up again. Mental health is fucking real, bro.
Shit is real.
Shit is really real. No, facts. No, facts. But yeah,
Mental health.
mental health. Yeah, man. I even made a song back in like 2017 called "Fuck Depression."
I
You know
love
what
that
I'm
song.
saying?
That honestly, from your Lost Child EP,
Mhm.
which is out now, by the
Yeah.
way, that's like one of my favorite songs
Yeah.
on that project. I love that song
Yeah. It's like, you
because
know,
it's true. It's real.
every day, man, I swear a nigga going through depression. Keep a clear mind, gotta grind, stand tall, and count my blessings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was some of the lyrics in the song, but, you know, facing depression each and every day. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, we getting better. We doing it.
Yeah.
And we making it happen, so.
Yeah. So would you say music has been a part of like your healing process, like your healing journey?
Oh, yeah. Straight up. Everything I go through, I put in my music. Everything I see and grow up around, I put in my music.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people be like, "Oh, he don't live like that." I definitely don't live that like that. I don't. But I've been around it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, just because I grew up in the hood, I'm hood." Nope, not at all. I would never say that. I'm not a gangster, not at all. But I know some gangsters. I know some people. I don't even call them gangsters. They with the shit. You know what I'm saying? I know some people with the shit, and they gotta be with the shit. You get what I'm saying? Just like, for example, I'm gonna keep it so real.
Do
We
it.
was just talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, my nephew, you know what I'm saying? He was talking to Hayden on the phone. He said, "Hayden, I bet you didn't know. Every time you see me, I got my gun on me." Hayden said, "No, I didn't." He said, "Yeah, bro, because I'm not out here flexing." He's like, "I'm doing this shit to protect myself." He's
Yeah.
like, I ain't gonna show you pull out my gun, you know what I'm saying, and show you it. He's like, "But I have a gun on me to protect myself."
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, he ain't out here showing off like, "Oh, I got a gun. He don't pull it out because he want to. He pull it out to protect his fucking self.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so he's like, "No, bro." He was like, "No, my nephew's smart as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
Nephew smart as fuck. He ain't out here trying to be nobody. He trying to be himself. He trying to build his own legacy. But you got to keep it on you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And that's the thing. That might sound normal. That shit might sound normal. You get what I'm saying? But for Hayden, you know, where Hayden grew up, he's like, "Nah, bro, like, that's different." Like,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? Like, that's different, but that's what I'm saying is like where you come from it totally affects your mindset.
Yeah. And I think there's something to learn from that too. You want some? Yeah. Like, and but it's something to learn from too, you know? Again, it's like, instead of, and I think that's important because I know, again, just keeping it real from the perspective of white people and how I grew up. It's like, it was really easy to judge not having known or really interacted with black people, especially black people who have been, grew up in that type of environment.
In the hood.
Yeah. It's like, it was easy for us to judge,
Yeah.
Because we're just like, because that seems so unbelievable to us.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, actually,
Mhm.
we cannot believe it because we've not had an experience remotely like that.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's easy to judge based on our worldview or our experience, when it's like, no, if you just sit and you really listen and understand the experience that people who have had that are different than you, it's like, then you can start to really understand, like, oh shit, like, there's a reason, you know what I'm saying? It's not,
straight up.
shit ain't just cuz,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, there's a reason behind it, and it's different, and it's something that we still talk about to this day, and we still, I still learn. I'm
Straight
still
up.
learning every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because everybody that's from the hood or everybody that's black ain't on food stamps. Everybody from the hood, you know what I'm saying, they don't depend on government assistance. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's a stereotype that people think, oh, they get their money from the government, or oh, they on food stamps. Like, no, a lot of us aren't like that, and not knocking people that's on food stamps, but some of us actually want better. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Yeah.
us want better, and we just can't get better because we don't have the resources to get better.
Yeah. And it's tough too, man. This is something we need to definitely devote a whole episode
Yeah,
to this. But like, it's something for me as I've seen with my friends and my husband. You know what I'm saying? It is harder. It's legitimately more difficult because of biases. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's facts, there's statistics to back this up. And
yeah,
whenever we do this episode, I'm gonna bring those numbers because people need to understand that it's like there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like,
straight up.
we might be all running the same race,
Yeah,
but our start lines are different. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Our start lines are from different places.
totally,
You know,
totally
and
different.
I'll throw this out there. Like, for instance, when my great grandmother died, she left me money. Like, I got thousands of dollars when my grandmother died. You know what I'm saying? Just being real, and this is a real question. Has anybody you've ever known growing up had that experience?
No, like
Yeah.
not at all. Because at the end of the day, we're living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Our grandparents are working their asses off to keep the house. You know what I'm saying? They don't have money to put up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have money to give to us because they're working their asses off every day trying to survive because they didn't
Yeah.
have the resources that your grandmother probably had. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So and that's a generational curse as well because when I leave this earth, my god baby gonna be good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like my goddaughter gonna be good. I'm gonna leave her something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We trying to buy a house now. So
Yeah.
if I pass on, my goddaughter got a house to go to, a house to live in that's paid for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And hey, I don't know, maybe we'll adopt eventually. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But right now, I got a goddaughter, so
Mm-hmm.
everything is on her. Everything I do right now is going to be for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, I didn't have no grandmother that gave me money or anything like that. I just,
Yeah.
got what they could give me while they was here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
No,
Yeah.
facts. And that's something, again, like, there's just so many differences and so much that and again, it's just stuff like that it's like, okay, that may be easy. That may be something that would be easy for somebody else in my position to take for granted. But for me, it's like that doesn't happen to most people, really. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And it's
like,
no excuse. It's no excuse at all. Like it's no excuse at all. Like you get what I'm saying? Like for example, when I got out of high school, I went to college for a little bit, but at the end of the day, my sister needed help. You get what I'm saying? And she needed me to work so I can help her pay them bills. Like, you get what I'm saying? And I'm not making an excuse because I could have probably went to school and in college at the same time, but at that point in my life, I wasn't ready for that because I wasn't raised. I was raised to survive, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was raised to figure it out. I was raised literally raised month to month, making ends meet. You get what I'm saying?
I think we need to have an episode
Straight up
devoted to that, like survival
I was
versus
working,
living.
Me and my nephew, he was working at. I was working for a summer youth employment program where I placed a lot of at-risk youth in Richmond, California with summer jobs. I did some shit to where my nephew was working at 13 years old. Because
Nice. I didn't know that, actually.
Yes, because that's what we needed in our household. I pulled some
crazy,
shit
though.
to where I made him work at 13. He had a legal job at 13 years old because I pulled some strings. But you know what I'm saying? We was working. Me and my nephew was working since we were kids, bro. Like kids. Like we was for sure working, and that's why my nephew is so. I talk about my nephew highly because he been through a lot too. You know what I'm saying? And he was a college. He went to college. He made it to college. You know what I'm saying? Alabama. He went to college. Accepted. Full ride. Well, not full ride, but he got a scholarship,
Yeah.
and he went to college. But even him in college, he couldn't survive because he didn't have the mindset, or he didn't have the resources that a lot of other people had.
Yeah.
He left Richmond and went to Alabama,
Which is
the other side of the country, bro.
Huge shift. Huge
Straight
change.
up. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's used to Richmond where he got to survive. He go to Alabama and see these college kids just like, oh shit, like they
Yeah.
good. Like he, I don't need my gun in Alabama. Nobody know me in Alabama. I'm free. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah. I spent much of my middle school and high school years in Southern Alabama, so I get that.
It's different.
It's very, very different. It's starkly different. And that's the thing too. It's like, if you're not, I mean, I just went to college from Alabama to Tennessee, and that was a big shock. That was a lot. You know what I'm saying? For me, just because even the environment was very different. But if you're not ready for that type of environment, like if you're not prepared or don't have resources to be able to take advantage of that, or to really honestly just adjust, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like that's so difficult, and that's something that, again, I think a lot of people don't think about or take for granted. You know, because I was blessed and fortunate enough to have that, you know what I'm saying? Like I really did.
I got
Like,
a
I'm not gonna
question
cap.
for you.
Ooh.
When you went to college,
Yeah.
you had money already set for college when you were younger, right?
Okay.
Be real. When you started college,
So we'll get a lot more into this when we get on my interview episode, but I'm laying it all out there, and this is what really happened. So I don't want to hear shit from nobody.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to, but whatever. But I did, but I never actually got any of that money. It was a lot. It was a lot of money, but I never received any of it because I was not. Somebody else was in control of it, and you know, they did what they did with it.
Yeah.
And I never got it. But however, having said that, you know, my shout outs to my mom, because she had and has a great job and was able to, I mean, I got a scholarship as well, which helped a lot. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, she made that happen. If it wasn't for her and having a good job and working really hard and saving up and preparing for that herself, I would have not been in a position to do that and to go to college and to finish college.
Yeah.
So, and I'm grateful for that. But that's something I took for granted because, again, that was pretty normal growing up for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was normal. That was expected.
Right.
It wasn't even a question of, are you going to college or not? It's like, where are you going?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a different kind of question.
Straight
you know
up.
what I'm saying?
And you was preparing for college. You're like, oh, I'm going to college. I'm like, oh, where are you going to college? I'm like, where the fuck am I going to live?
Yeah.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? College never even crossed my mind, being real. Community college, yeah, but again, I went and shit got real, and I had to be a man and step up and help my family. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even like, oh, I'm stressed out because I got to fill out college applications and got to figure out where I'm going to college. I'm like, oh, I'm stressed out because we're going to get put the fuck out if we don't get this rent money, and I got to figure out where the fuck I'm going to live at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's how it is. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and it's definitely really, it's different. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That was one of the things from, you know, just when we were getting to know each other and learning that it's just like, that's radically different experience. You know what I'm saying?
straight up. Straight up.
And I think there's things to learn. I think there's things to learn from both sides. And I think whenever we get into the surviving versus living episode, we're gonna.
I'm ready for that one.
I'm so excited.
I'm ready for that.
That one's got to be one of the earlier ones.
I'm straight. I'm ready for that one because I got a whole story about the shelter.
Yeah,
I stayed in the shelter, y'all, and that's an episode in itself.
Yeah, we going 100%. We gonna absolutely bring that up.
That was crazy
for sure.
But I don't regret none of that. It made me who I am, bro. And that shit was it made me who I am. So I don't regret any of that shit. So yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I think, regardless of who you are and how you were raised, or if you experience trauma of any kind, you know what I'm saying? That shit makes you who you are in a way.
Yeah.
I would say also too, it makes you who you are, but you also don't have to be defined by that. I see a lot of people who have been through traumatic stuff and they kind of, I would say it's really easy to be like,
stuck.
This happened to me. So I'm just like this, and this is just how my life is.
Yeah,
when
not me.
Honestly, it was tough because it took me a while to learn. It's like, as adults, when we're adults, life is what you make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, there's a lot of things that happen that we can't control.
We cannot control, or we can't take back.
But what we can control is how we respond, how we react to that, and what we choose to do with what life throws at us.
That get back a motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for real. For real, though. Like, for real. Nah,
for real.
For real, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the shit I'm talking about, been through, but I bounce back. Like,
and you're choosing to do something
every day,
about it.
Bouncing back and figuring it out. Like, I'm not just out here like, oh, well, I couldn't go to college because of this. It's like, all right, yeah, I couldn't go to college because at this point I had to help my family. But right now, I could do something about it because I'm in a better situation and I'm in a better position to do something different.
Exactly. And that's something, we've been looking into is you going back.
I'm going back to school, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And when I went to college, there was plenty of, adult college students who were doing the same thing that you're trying to do. And I didn't look at them any type of way. If anything, I'm just like, much respect, and it was also really good because I got to learn from, they had a lot more life experience than I did that they were able to bring, and I was able to learn from.
Straight up.
And that's, I think that's the point of this podcast, right? I think that's the point of what we're trying to do is we're trying to, just use some of our life experiences and help people, you know what I'm saying? Like help somebody who maybe
don't look at nobody differently. I wouldn't see a doctor and the janitor and just be like, oh, I'm just going to be cool with the doctor, because the doctor is rich and they know. No, fuck that. If I see the janitor, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to talk to the janitor just like I'll talk to a doctor.
Yep.
Straight up.
No, 100%. And I think that's just, and this is something that I learned, is that you never know who somebody's going to be.
Yeah.
And I think this, again, we both do music, and I was at a music conference one time, and somebody who is a professional songwriter, when they were first starting out in their career, they were really nice to this person who at the time was just like an intern at this publishing company. And they were just super nice to them and just treated them with respect. And that intern remembered that, and that intern worked their way up through the ranks in that company and ended up signing this songwriter to a really good deal that changed their whole career. Yeah. All just because they were nice and they were just super cool and they treated that person with respect. You know what I'm saying? So you never know who somebody is going to be. And that's something that I've always learned, that, just treat everybody with respect. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who that person is, and better yet, you don't know who that person is going to be.
Definitely.
And I think that's something really valuable for us to learn. And same thing for me too, because I know myself, and I'm like, there's a lot of people who have, disrespected me or counted me out, and I'm just like, you don't know who I'm about to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to sound cocky or not to sound arrogant or anything, but it's just, I'm in a position where I'm, betting on myself for the first time, in my life. And that's something I've struggled with a lot. But, both of us, it's like we're betting on ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's like if we do that and keep pushing, there's nothing that
we can't do.
We can't do straight up,
We can't do. Like, I'm gonna bring this up.
Yeah, do it.
When we got married. Yeah. But before we got married, and we were going to venues and looking at food and looking at hotels and flights, and
you want any more of this? You want some?
I'm good right now.
All right.
And we looking at flights and hotels, and because we had a destination wedding, and so we came up and we tallied up the money and what we needed, and we were like, I was like, how the fuck are we gonna come up with all this money? How are we gonna come up with all this money?
Yep.
And for me, I'm just like, shit. We was both working, but I'm like, bro, we still gotta pay rent. We still gotta.
Yep.
But we figured it out, bro. Like,
we did that shit.
We
did.
Figured it out, and I'm like, how the fuck did we do that? So from then on, I said, if we can pay for a fucking wedding.
Yeah.
With a regular ass job.
Into 5 figures, BT dubs.
With a regular ass job, like, we can figure out anything together. And that's what we're doing. We just figuring it out.
And that's the thing, man. At the end of the day, like, we're all figuring out life low key, you know what I'm saying? Don't know everybody you think might have this shit figured out. They got their own problems. They got their own stuff that they're dealing with. And there's something to learn, I think, from everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point. That's the point of this podcast. That's what we're trying to do here. And I think, I just hope that, those of y'all who are listening or tuning in can just gain something, can learn something, and hopefully can just, I don't know, maybe change your perspective a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's that, I think, at least me personally, I feel like that's how we make this world a better place, is just by listening and learning from each other.
Exactly.
And personally, I feel like there's a lot of just, people, it's like everybody versus everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's always, there's always somebody who's the enemy or some group against you, or, you know what I'm saying? Like politics and, you know what I'm saying? Even like neighborhoods that you grew up in, all this stuff. And it's just like, yo, like, you can choose to look at life that way, and you can choose to look at things of us versus them.
Yeah.
Or you can learn, it's us and them. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, we're all in this world together. We're all going through life together, and we're all trying to figure this shit out.
We're all trying to figure it out.
And so
there's no survival guide. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You gotta put your foot out there and figure it out. So
yeah,
we're figuring it out.
We are, and I think that's something that we've learned, and I think what's made us such a good team together is that we've been able to share those experiences with each other and learn from those and help. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're able to help each other grow, and that's what we're hoping. We're just trying to think some of these conversations, some of these topics that we've had discussed. I mean, a lot of times we'll just go on drives, or we'll just sit in the car like for hours and just talk about some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think there's stuff to be learned from that, because I've learned so much since we've been together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that, hopefully we can share with people, and hopefully somebody out there can listen to some of this, can learn, you know what I'm saying? Can help maybe make a positive impact in this world, because at the end of the day, I think that's really what we want to do here. So, anyway, we're still, we don't got a name for this podcast yet at all. So please, let us know.
If y'all come up with a good name and we like it, you're going to cash app you $20.
Or
if
Venmo.
you're local, I'll cook you a meal of your choice.
Ooh. All right,
ATL, your
folks.
boy be throwing down in the kitchen,
Man,
boy.
he be throwing
I
down.
ain't a big dude for nothing. Straight up. So if you're local and you win, I'll make you a meal. But don't be trying to do lobster and steak and all that. You can't be eating shit I don't eat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't buying myself a lobster or
I'll
a steak.
have the lobster
So,
and the fillet.
But so if you local, I'll cook you a meal if you want that. If not, you get that $20.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll cash app you, Venmo you. We'll buy you a couple Starbucks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because $20 is
some frappuccino.
$20 ain't much, but $20 will get you a meal.
It'll get
It get you a little Wingstop meal or something. So.
For sure.
Hey, yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, this has been the podcast that you guys are gonna name. I'm Hayden THC.
I'm Suavee.
And we're out, y'all.
All right.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, feel free to subscribe, follow us on all platforms. I am at Hayden THC, HAYDEN THC, everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. On there. Give me a follow. We're going to be posting a lot more of this, and we're going to be trying to do this on a regular basis.
I'm not fancy like him, so I'm not at Hayden THC everywhere, but on Instagram at S_Suavee. That's S_SUAVEE. Facebook, Stanley Dishman.
Stanley Coleman Dishman.
Stanley Coleman Dish. Oh, shit. I forgot. you seen that? He corrected me. Like, yeah, bitch.
Husband duties.
Coleman Dishman. But yeah, man, and just follow me. You know, my music is, Suavee, SUAVEE.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and we're gonna be dropping a tape here in a few months, so we're really excited about
soon.
that.
Yeah, we got some plans for that too. So
facts. And
stay
we might even show some exclusive clips on this show.
Yeah.
So feel free to follow us, subscribe. Again, this is something that we've been wanting to do for a while, but instead of just trying to sit there and figure out the perfect way to do this, we just doing it. We just doing it. We doing this, and we're figuring this out as we go.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Stay
let
tuned.
us know, guys. Again, we're really excited about this, and we love y'all.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.